This is part three, and yeah, I have this coat on because it's cold in the Midwest. It's cold all over the country, and rightfully so because America's on fire right now, and we need this little cool breeze to come through, chill some things out. But anyway, this is your man L Judge coming right back at you with some more of that real talk real fast. Now, if you can, make sure you hit like, leave a comment, hit repost. It helps your boy out. It truly does. And if you're watching this here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, man, I'm trying to hit that million just like everybody else. It'd be nice. Hey, now, peep gang. Now, the last part I was telling the story about how. Do I need a microphone? About the effects of Jesus and how that what you would say influenced my life and how it affected my life period. Now, as I was coming out of I can't say I was coming out of Christianity, you know what I'm saying, because I had an understanding of Christianity due to the fact that my parents went to church every now and then. I went to church on a regular when I went to Catholic school, so I took a certain liking towards not only Christianity, but I took a liking towards the rituals of the Catholic Church. I could see into what they were doing at a very young age. So I still incorporate that in my style of existence. Would one call me a Christian today? And the answer to that would be absolutely yes. I believe in the divine Christ within. That is what I represent. Do I believe in the character that one knows as Jesus? Absolutely yes, because I know that Jesus represents the flesh. My spirit is willing often at times, but sometimes the flesh is weak not to do what the spirit calls for. So yes, I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Christ. I believe in the Jesus. And when it comes to this thing that man calls God, which needs not a name, I have a knowing of that. It just is what it is, and I exist within it or with it. Now, peep gang. When I was figuring things out, the image of Jesus that did not look like me had become very unacceptable because the story, it didn't make sense. I haven't seen anyone who looked like that be persecuted other than John Lennon. I guess you would say Kennedy could have been a character in a sense that would represent a persecution of someone who appears to be trying to do what's right for the people. So I knew this existed, but I absolutely knew that people who looked like me were often taken out. Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, a few people from the Black Panther Party, people who were trying to move America forward and to make sure that people who look like this here, one, had a decent place in America. I saw these people be taken out. So it only made sense for the story of Jesus to be about someone who looks like this. So as I was saying, I began to walk the path of the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam gave me something that I already had. I already was a proud person. You know what I'm saying? Because man, my parents, they had good parents, had a good looking family, which everybody took care of their business. I mean, my whole cousins and all, I mean, they handled their business. So I had a certain amount of pride already. So I guess the black pride thing wasn't necessary because we was already black and my family was already taking care of their business on all levels. You know what I'm saying? So I was already proud. But that image, when the time came for me to reevaluate and for me to break this Jesus thing down and get a full understanding of it, I had to totally erase the doggone image of the white Jesus. It did not fit. It did not fit. I did not see myself in that. See, now this goes back to me as a child. See, some people may say, well, it shouldn't matter what color Jesus is. But look, everything that I just said to you, I'm just now figuring this stuff out as an older adult. You know what I'm saying? I I recently came home to the character that one would call Jesus because I have an understanding of that. But when you are a child, you don't know that. When you're a child, all you hear is that's God's son, and if he looks white, that means God is white. That means my God must be the devil. This sent a whole lot of people down the wrong path. And even some of the people who comment, read some of the comments of the first videos of this right here. Some of the people say they still having a hard time dealing with this. They can't appear to grow past the Jesus thing. And believe me, this is just part of your journey. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Continue your journey. And then as far as the white Jesus thing, believe me, I completely understand. I was one of you. I was one of those who like, man, F Jesus. I was one of those people. I ain't want to hear nothing. Everything that people spoke about Jesus, I made sure I tried to tear it down at one point. And I wasn't doing it, well, in a sense, it was a certain malice within me at the moments when I was doing it at times. Because if I would find an older person and I was like, yeah, they don't know. So they were off the table. But anybody else, you could get it. You came at me with that Jesus stuff. I'm coming at you with so-called with uh with accepted fact after accepted fact after accepted fact after accepted fact. Because facts change. It's just is what it is. And facts are accepted. So they absolutely mean nothing. They only mean something at that moment for those who receive them or those who receive them or those who deny them. Facts mean nothing. But other words, getting back to the story, I was trying to annihilate anyone who came at me with that Jesus stuff. And I did. I did that for a very long time. Then, as I said, started to get an understanding of what Jesus was. And actually, the part that it was the divine Christ in me that brought me to the understanding of Jesus. I had to go through me to find the divine Christ and to become with that in order to get a humble, or in order to be humble to understand that the flesh of me, I am the Jesus. I am the one that walks every day and I have to make a decision to go left or to go right every day. Every day I live on the cross. I meet the crossroads every day. This is me in the flesh. There are things that I know that I should be eating that I don't eat, and there are things that I do eat that I know I should not be eating. But as I said, the spirit of the divine Christ within me is willing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, look, you walk this path and you're gonna get a lot better outcome. But the doggone Jesus, the Christ, the Jesus character, it is weak. It likes that chocolate chip cookie every now and then. Yeah. It like it it likes those well, I like pomegranates and fruit and stuff like that, but every now and then the flesh likes to cheat, and it does. And I have mercy upon it because I mean that's what it is. It's about forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself at times when you walk in selfish, inconsiderate needs. Sin, S-I-N. But the Jesus character belongs to all of us because it represents you. The divine Christ represents the part of God that dwells within, the part that you are supposed to become one with. Everyone who walks the path of spirituality, they deserve to see a Jesus character that looks like them. Whether you be Jamaican, whether you be Asian, whether you be black, whether you be white, even if you a doggone so-called alien gray, you deserve that image because we're dealing with the divine Christ. And the divine Christ comes in many different shades. It comes in many different flavors. So get back on your business and don't be ashamed to go to church with your